When Friends ended in 2004, its 6 main stars took their respective careers in different directions. Only Joey Tribbiani actor Matt LeBlanc persisted with the same sitcom formula that had made him one of the biggest names in television, by continuing to play Joey in a spin-off series of the same name. Despite its initial high ratings, Joey was a major flop that set LeBlanc's career back several years. That is, until he found a new calling, playing himself in the best post-Friends sitcom with a direct link to the show. The sitcom in question is Episodes, a meta-comedy about 2 British writers launching a US version of their sitcom in LA, which was the brainchild of Friends co-creator David Crane and his partner Jeffrey Clarick. Although Matt LeBlanc doesn't revive his Friends character in Episodes, he does play a fictionalized version of himself that's suspiciously similar to Joey Tribbiani. The show is all the better for it, putting right much of what went wrong with Joey during its 2 lackluster seasons before cancellation in 2006. Episodes is the best sitcom with a direct link to Friends. Cougar Town and The Comeback are other great candidates, but ultimately not as funny. Matt LeBlanc as himself talking to the phone in Episodes. There have been several sitcoms starring the main cast of Friends over the past 2 decades, including Lisa Kudrow's acclaimed 2-season show The Comeback, and Courtney Cox's undeniably funny and moderately successful Cougar Town. But Episodes is ahead of the rest, with its wry, self-deprecating humor and hilarious send-up of the TV industry. David Crane's decision to cast Matt LeBlanc as himself in a new sitcom may have raised a few eyebrows back in 2011, but it proved to be an inspired move. LeBlanc's narcissistic and uncouth on-screen persona in Episodes is the perfect foil for Stephen Mangan and Tamsin Gregg's quick-witted British sitcom writers, who balk at the corporate charade they encounter once they arrive in Hollywood. In Episodes, Matt LeBlanc plays a version of himself similar to Joey. The fictional Matt LeBlanc he plays in Episodes has many of Joey's worst and funniest traits. If Matt LeBlanc's role in Episodes as a dim-witted, self-serving womanizer who's overly proud of his acting career sounds familiar, that's because the actor has simply applied a sophisticated meta-twist to his portrayal of Joey Tribbiani in Friends. Joey is more likable than the fictional LeBlanc we see in this sitcom, primarily because he's a more grounded character. Despite his relative success as an actor in the later seasons of Friends, Episodes operates on a slightly higher level than Friends does with LeBlanc's character, however, by playing on the public perception of Hollywood stars as self-absorbed and morally bankrupt. Friends primarily derives humor from Joey Tribbiani by making him the butt of jokes about his lack of intelligence, voracious appetite, or crude objectification of women. While LeBlanc plays himself in a similar vein in Episodes, there's a little more nuance to the portrayal of his character. What went wrong with Matt LeBlanc's official Friends spin-off? Joey took away the most likable aspect of his Friends character. In a certain sense, it feels as though Joey failed at trying to do what Episodes later achieved by spinning a self-aware Matt LeBlanc sitcom set in Los Angeles off Friends. The official Friends spin-off is even name-checked in Episodes, when LeBlanc wryly observes that research had suggested Joey would be a hit. Unfortunately for him, it wasn't, because the character of Joey Tribbiani just didn't work as a successful Hollywood movie star. Keeping Joey grounded as a small-time actor who still barely covers his rent in a small New York apartment was what made him so appealing as a character in Friends. By removing the most relatable aspect of his character, Joey set itself up for failure. The key to the success of LeBlanc's character in Episodes is precisely that he's not supposed to be relatable. He's an out-of-touch A-lister living in his Hollywood bubble, despite having many of the same characteristics that made Joey such a hilarious comedy character at his best. Episodes might not be a patch on Friends in the grand scheme of things, but at least it knows just what to do with its biggest star. Joey, on the other hand, arguably did more harm than good to Joey Tribbiani and the actor playing him.